What's up? It's Miguel, and in this video, this is the no BS advice that I would give to my younger self. The very first one is don't listen to the hype. What I mean by this is there's gonna be a lot of people around you that are gonna try to convince you that they found a brand new stock that's about to explode. They're gonna tell you to invest into crypto, and they're gonna tell you to invest into different business ventures that they don't understand themselves. They just need you and your money to be able to scale their business as fast as possible. So a lot of this advice, you're gonna see a constant theme. It was learned from personal experience. It was learned from reading a huge amount of self-development books and marketing books, and it was learned from just basically failing over and over again. So that this is the very first one. Don't fall for the hype. I saw time and time again people living their best lives. They were just spending money on brand new cars. They were going on vacations, and they were doing things that I wanted to do. And in all honesty, it was the jealousy and the envy that kept on burning inside of me that made me react irrationally and made me focus on just chasing after the money instead of working on myself. So time and time again, I just kept on spending things on things that weren't gonna give me any return on investment, that weren't gonna make me better overall, and were just a small little flex to be able to tell myself that I was doing something with my life. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you're working, it doesn't matter where you are in life, and it doesn't even matter if you're starting with a little bit behind. What matters is what you're currently consuming right now, and what your plan is for the next 5 to 10 years. So this is the next piece of advice. Make sure you have a plan or a vague blueprint of where you want to end up within the next 5 to 10 years. One of the biggest mistakes, or one of the biggest things that I wish I would have done when I was younger, was to simply have a plan in mind. Not necessarily to follow it by the book or word by word, but just to simply give myself a vague compass of where I wanted to end up. So after I got frustrated and I decided to lock into self-development, I just ended up going over morning routines that just had me running around like a headless chicken. And I feel like this is one of the biggest misconceptions, or one of the biggest traps that we fall as young men, is that we think that because we're meditating, because we're doing all the right habits, and because we have a morning routine, we think that we're actually getting ahead. But at the end of the day, after doing this for years and years, I had very little to show for it. It wasn't until I actually started focusing on little areas of my life, or those hyper focusing on specific areas of my life, to where I could actually begin to progress and actually begin to show the results and see what worked and what didn't. So begin to divide your life up into 3 sections: into your financials, into your relationships, and to your fitness section or area of your life. You already know what to do. You know that for your finances, you just need to save. You need to keep on working on getting more income, and you need to stop spending money on stupid shit. In your relationships, you just need to treat people the way you want to be treated. You have to make sure that you keep your word and you remain your integrity intact at all times. And by no means should you ever replace your dignity in order to get a couple of bucks. The very last one, fitness. You already know what to do. If you're trying to lose weight, eat at a deficit, do some cardio, and track your calories. If you're trying to gain muscle, eat some protein, lift heavier every time you go to the gym, and focus on progressive overload. I'm not saying that this is the end all be all answer to every specific problem, but it's a general roadmap to get to where you want to be. And sometimes that's all we need in order to start taking action. The next no BS advice that I would give myself is to simply not wait for the perfect circumstance. Every single time I wanted the perfect job, I wanted to make sure that I had the perfect situation, that I had all the equipment that I needed to do to begin recording. But what I found time and time again is that in the amount of time that I basically kept on preparing, I kept on researching, and I kept on analyzing, I could have used that time to simply just begin taking action and put in reps while I was making that preparation. You don't necessarily need the approval of anybody except the one of yourself. This is the next one that I would tell myself. I know I'm kind of speed running through a lot of these, but there's a lot of information that I would have given my younger self, and I feel like if I would have known this a lot sooner, I would have avoided a lot of the mistakes that I ended up making. So just the only opinion that matters is yours. It doesn't matter if other people are going to Cabo for the weekend. It doesn't matter if people are taking lavish vacations. It doesn't matter what type of clothes they're wearing. What only matters is that you remain within your own lane, and that you keep on making sure that every single day you keep on improving 1%. And that 1% can be allocated to any of the 3 areas that I just mentioned before. But you need to make sure that you're developing yourself and that you keep on creating the type of person and the type of avatar that can actually sustain the more complex problems in the future. So yeah, I feel like a lot of this information is very cliche and it's very obvious and it's very simple, but I feel like because it's so simple, a lot of people underestimate the power of just simply showing up every single day and applying this information day in, day out. It was really good talking to you. I'll keep on coming up with more of these videos, and I'll see you on the next one.